All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to RPG Digest. Today we're going to talk about merging Palladium worlds together. Not visitor from another land, like, oop, I accidentally got teleported to another dimension. No. You're remaking a world from scratch based on two different Palladium worlds. Or you're taking a significant amount of rules and ideas from one world into another, so much so that wow, you have to rework this entire thing to make it actually function. We're going to talk about if it's a good idea, if you should do it at all, or if you decide to, how do you proceed? So let's get into it. Now, the quick answer is don't do this. That's the quick answer, and 99% right.
All right, thanks everybody. Have a great day.
Basically, yeah, we can end it now, and this is the right answer. Now, everyone says, "Oh, but Palladium allows you to do anything." Yes, but should you? No. Under almost no circumstances should you do this. This is such a monumental amount of work for the game master that this had better be some kind of weird passion project for you. This is going to take hours and hours of time. You're basically going to have to write your own source book
Challenge
to make this
accepted.
Work. Fine. Go for it, man. Go for it. Go all Hemingway on us. That's great. So the quick answer is don't do this at all. Don't do this. It's not worth it. But you think you're special. You think you're smarter. You think you're better. Fine. Let's go and do this. Now, there are two different versions of this stitching. SDC to SDC or differing damages put together. Obviously, differing damages, SDC, MDC, or MDC, SDC merged together is going to be more work. So we'll start off with SDC, SDC, MDC, MDC. You are taking, say, Heroes Unlimited, and you are merging it with Beyond the Supernatural. Great. Both are SDC worlds. So damages are basically equivalent. Great. They're both modern day. No culture shock. Technology is basically exactly the same. Now, if you're a hero and you can make Iron Man power armor, well, it still exists, right? It's just you can't buy it at Costco, right? Fine. But people can wrap their brains around it. Where you get into a problem, and this is the problem when you're merging worlds, is that each Palladium world has a fundamental mechanic attached to it that may not mesh with the fundamental mechanic of another. And for visiting players, rifted, dimensionally teleported, whatever, this is fine because you're changing the characters, not the world. So the world's fundamental mechanic remains the same. For Beyond the Supernatural and Heroes Unlimited, the Beyond the Supernatural, the fundamental mechanic is magic doesn't exist. You know why? Because they haven't come out a book. It's supposed to be 24 years ago, but they didn't come out with it. So it doesn't exist. All right. In Heroes Unlimited, magic does exist. So if you merge them together, you have to decide which one am I going to use? If you decide to use magic, then a lot of stuff in Beyond the Supernatural might break. Suddenly, all of the Night Lord minions and Night Lords themselves get a lot weaker because magic is pretty strong. And there's no conversion for you since magic doesn't exist. You can't convert magic to make it okay. You just have to take magic. Well, what if magic from Heroes Unlimited is overpowering if I merge it with a Beyond the Supernatural setting? That is definitely possible and likely. That's a problem. Here's another problem. Superpowers. Beyond the Supernatural enemies and the world itself and all that stuff wasn't made for superpowers. Well, what if everyone has superpowers now, or all the player characters can have superpowers? That's going to cause even more problems that you're going to have to dig through. You may even have to play test it.
Would a nega psychic be able to shut them down?
I don't think so. Because it's not magic and it's not psychic abilities. So a nega psychic would be worthless. I can fire flames out of my hand. No, you can't. That's stupid, says the nega psychic.
Maybe turn it to anything supernatural they can affect. I don't know. I'm not.
Again,
but that would be a consideration that
exactly. You would have to alter the way that all nega psychic works, and by extension, all magic and all superpowers, how they work, how they are based off of. Because if a nega psychic powers work on superpowers, that means they are fundamentally based on either magic or psionics, not genetics. That's what you're saying. And that has repercussions beyond that initial encounter. You have to fundamentally change how the world works because it's going to come up again. Because now the psychic ability to nullify magic also now nullifies superpowers. But now you have to have the superpower ability to nullify psychics and magic and superpowers work on psychics and magic and superpowers everywhere because it's all based on psychics or magic. So you're going to have to make all these decisions and you're going to have to make them basically blind because you don't have playtesters for this. Again, it's like I said, it's like making your own book.
What about the superpowers having that scaling problem?
Oh, yeah, superpowers scale by your level.
Well, no. I'm sorry. I'm talking like by belief. Remember, beyond the supernatural, your psychic powers are weak unless there's something actually going on.
There you go. That's another thing. Do superpowers work like psychic powers do in Beyond the Supernatural? If they do, that means when there's no supernatural threat around, you're only 1/10 as powerful as a super being. Is that going to gimp super beings to being basically worthless? It might. It definitely might.
Wouldn't be any more worthless than another Beyond the Supernatural character archetype.
Well, no, but since a Heroes Unlimited character may be solely dependent on the superpower working as listed,
yeah, fair.
Giving it 10% of its normal potential could be catastrophic in gameplay.
I can fly 3 feet at a time. I just look like
exactly.
Jumping.
Yeah. It's kind of like old Superman. He couldn't really fly. He could jump really far and really high. Maybe now your sonic flight is now super jump. Unless there's a supernatural threat around, and then it turns back into flight. Is that something you're going to want to deal with? Well, you're going to have to if you're blending these two things together, because the main mechanic in Beyond the Supernatural for supernatural abilities is they don't work well when there's not a supernatural threat. So yeah, so much is going to have to be tweaked and thought about and changed and most likely tested thoroughly before you get a world that actually works. You can't do this in a day. You can't do this in the week between game sessions. That's not going to work. You're not going to catch anywhere near all the bugs that are going to pop up in this thing. Is it doable? Yes. But you're going to have to spend weeks of time tweaking every mechanic in basically 2 games, play test it, and then try it. That's what you're going to have to do. If you're willing to do that, good luck, man.
And submit it to a rifter.
Yeah, you couldn't pay me to do that. You couldn't. I don't need that money. That's fine. So yeah, that's basically it. I mean, number 1, don't do it. Number 2, if you're dumb enough to do it, then you have to do it right or it will never work. You have to make sure the base mechanics of the world, of one of the worlds, is preserved and works with what's left of the other one you want to merge. You have to make sure all of the powers, psychic abilities, magic, cybernetics, technology, can be blended, what can be blended and what can't, what can be ported over and what should be left behind. All of these things have to be done. And the skills, if you're going in a different tech level, skills are going to be a problem. If you're merging two tech levels, then you have to figure out which skill system you're using and tweak the other one to function. That's going to take time. That's going to take effort. And most likely, like I said, play testing. You're in for a rough ride. If you want to have some kind of blended game, go back to the first video where I talked about characters going to a different world. That's the way to do it. That's going to give you the payoff, maybe not what you're looking for, but what you need. Because this one is a vanity project. And those usually don't end well. So just don't do it. All right, what do we have for comments?
Start a couple. First of all, Walter MC, member for 24 months. Thank you very much. Riffs, but everyone is a mutant animal from After the Bomb. TMNT sounds fun to me, and already has precedent mutants in orbit.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you are going to have. Okay, this is what's going to happen. Every single mutant animal that has an armor rating, every single mutant animal that has any kind of greater than normal strength or endurance is going to be a is going to be an MDC creature. Like if you're a turtle and have a turtle shell and it has an AR of whatever, guess what? It turns into MDC. Now, is it like for like? If you don't buy the conversion book, then what you do, if your character becomes MDC, the quick and dirty method, if they are not also a supernatural creature, which in TMNT, I don't think there are any supernatural creatures, right? No,
I mean,
there are no
nothing like Heroes Unlimited or Rifts. Or
right. Yeah. So what you would do is you add hit points and SDC together, divide in half. That's your MDC. That's the quick and dirty method. If you are a supernatural creature, say a Heroes Unlimited, what's the meta class in that? I forget the name of it. I'm blanking on it. Mega hero. If you are a mega hero, you are considered a supernatural creature, a demigod. That means you take your hit points and SDC, add them together, and that is your MDC total. Not half, the total. Now, if you're going from MDC to SDC, then what you do is you take your MDC and you take, 75 or 80% of the total, that's SDC, and the last 20 or 25% is hit points. That's the quick and dirty way. If you don't want to buy the conversion book to get the official way, that's the quick and dirty way.
So a couple things. One, I might be wrong. I covered it, but I covered it a long time ago. I don't think that the Mutants in Orbit book was actually a merging of Rifts and After the Bomb.
No, there's no magic in it, right?
Yeah. Well, in fact, the way it's written is one half of the book is for After the Bomb, the other half of the book is for Rifts, and the After the Bomb side had much more lore and history and whatever else. The Rift side had much more just on the way of equipment. Right. So I don't think, at least that isn't how I would picture an amalgam world looking, because they actually separated it kind of down the middle on that one. There's something else. It's on the next comment, but thank you very much for being a member for 24 months. Appreciate that. Yep. Dartheic says mutant powers are biological, not magic or psionics. I would think the Negapsychic would be useless.
Okay, here's the problem though. Palladium has already set the precedent many times that magic, psychic powers, and superpowers going into a high magic environment become MDC. They are also uplifted. So yes, technically it is not a magical ability, but high magic supercharges your biology. and allows you to do mega damage and have mega damage armor when you only had SDC armor before, if it's superpower based. And it also in the ninjas and super spies, all of the chi abilities that give you increased strength, increased SDC, increased damage, those all turn into MDC as well, because magic uplifts chi abilities. The Nega Psychic could not negate your ability, in my opinion, could not negate your ability because it is biological, but it's amplified by magic. Amplified.
I would also state that, I mean, if you have to use the word supernatural, you, whether it's a third category or everything in terms of magic and psychic also is considered supernatural, just of a different form, it'd be real easy to kind of hand wave that and say nega psychics, they damper everything. Like, if you can shoot fire out of your hands, that's not normal. If you can run 300 miles per hour, that's a normal. Genetic or not, experiment, chemical mutation, whatever. Now, where I would say that they'd have the problem would be against things like the operator, because he's just building stuff.
Well, no, a lot of operators do have psychic abilities to help.
But yeah, and then those would absolutely be damn. Yeah, I mean, some of them transfer their consciousness into their, like the robots.
Right.
Like there's some that transfer their consciousness into robots. Absolutely would affect that. I'm just talking like the metallic structure itself.
Yeah. The actual equipment, like if you are a partially conversion cyborg or whatever, the Nega Psychic is not going to be able to turn off your cybernetics. No, sorry. But technically shouldn't be able to turn off your superpowers either, unless they are based in magic or psionics, which some of them are. You know, the magically bestowed power, like Thor's hammer or whatever. Then yeah, they could turn that off, easy peasy. But Superman, or the Superman equivalent, it's his biology and the yellow sun radiation that is causing his super abilities. So a Nega Psychic should by the letter have absolutely no effect on Superman. None. But again, this is your world. You're going to have to make that choice when you're making your world, and then you're going to have to bug fix everything behind it. And again, good luck.
Because some things sound neat. It sounds neat to me that the Nega Psychic can do that. One, to make it a useful class. But I also understand the arguments for not. The flip side of that is, I think it would also be fun. I'm a Heroes Unlimited character, and none of my stuff is shut down, but theirs is. What does that mean for me? You could put a lot of stories behind that. Why are your powers working? You can not only see these things that don't exist, you help us fight these things, but you don't have that 80%, 50%, whatever drop off that we have. I could picture, a whole bunch of like alien autopsy coming up, sir.
Yeah. Very well could be.
All right. I have one more.
Okay.
And Different Worlds Colliding stuff is by Dimension Book 7. Megaverse Builder is a must-have.
Again, yeah, this was under the impression that you do not want to buy any conversion books. There's Conversion Book 1, there's Conversion Book 2, there's Dark, the Dark conversions, and then there's Dimension Book 7, Megaverse Builder. Yeah. But the thing is, I've read the conversion books and I've skimmed the Megaverse Builder, and it's not enough. None of it isn't. Well, number one, Conversion Book 1 and 2 is for my last video. It's for a party visiting another universe, not merging universes. The Megaverse Builder, there you go, is for creating your own universe from, I don't want to say from scratch, but from almost scratch, from low. But it's almost not worth it because it doesn't go far enough to catch all the problems. It doesn't. You're still going to have to play test it. You're still going to have to shake out the bugs. Now, is it a great start? Yeah, if you want to pay for it, it's a great start. It is. It'll get you right off the bat 30% there. Boom. That's a lot of time and work off the table. That's great. But there's still a lot of time and work to go. And it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it unless it's a passion project for you. If it's not, let it go. Let it go.
All right, that's all I had starred.
All right.
There you go.
All right. I want to thank you. Please like, hype, comment, share, and super thank if you like my unbridled arrogance.
Is it arrogance if it's true?
There's an argument, but whatever. Yeah. So go ahead and do that. And if you have any questions or comments like, oh no, I did this and it worked out great. Good for you, man. I guess. But you are in the minority. I'm telling you right now, in the minority. It's probably not okay. Just like a girl you like is talking about everything she's looking for in a man, and she's listing all the things you have. Guess what? She's not talking about you. So when you say, I made a world, I mashed up these things together and it worked, that means if Joe did it, that means I can do it. No, Joe wasn't talking about you. You can't do it. Sorry. It's not going to work. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.